Hello everyone and welcome to Man's Life Roulette. Today we are going to discuss about a dozen bet strategy. So every dozen have 12 number. If you bet on a dozen, then you will cover 12 number out of 37 from the table, and your return will be for every single dollar you play and you own, you will get back $3. And this strategy is quite simple. For this strategy you need almost $100 as your bankroll if you start the game with $1 basic bets. For this strategy you have to play in 3 cycles. So for cycle number 1 you have a 6 spin for cycle. So in cycle number 1, the first spin, second spin, third spin, fourth and fifth and sixth spin. In this way you have to play. For the first spin you have to bet $1, and if you own, then you will get back $3 back, and the total profit will be up $2. Similarly, if you lose this first spin, then you have to play the second spin where you will put $1 again. So the total bets will be $2, and you will get back same $3 if you own, and the total profit will be again $1. Suppose you lose this spin also, then you have to play the third spin where you will put $2, and the total bets will be $4, and if you win then you will get back $6, so your profit will be $2. Again, if you lose this spin also, then you have to play the fourth spin where you have to put $3 bets at any of the dozen, then the total bets will be $7, and if you own you will get back $9, so that your profit will again $2. Suppose you lose this spin also, then your next spin will be the fifth spin with $4 at any dozen, so that your total bets now will be $11, and if you own you will get back $12, and your profit will be $1. Similarly, if you lose this spin also, then your next spin will be a sixth spin which will have 6 unit at any of the dozen, and your total bets now is $17, and if you own you will get back $18, and your profit will be $1. So what if you lose this spin also? If you lose this spin also, then you will have to play the second round of play with same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 spin, but this time you have to play with just double the amount you played in the first cycle. So here 2 unit, 2 unit, instead of here you will put 4 unit, here 6 unit, here 8 unit, and at this line at your 6th spin should be your 12 unit. Similarly, if you lose this spin also, all this spin, then you have to play the third spin or the third cycle. Then your bet size will be little bit more than that. You have to start from 3 unit, 3 unit, and 6 unit, 12 unit. Like this. So for this strategy you need $102. Let's take it $100. So let's test this strategy and see how it's actually profitable or not. So I have a $100 bankroll, as you can see here, and I will start the game from $1 bets. And then one more thing, as the table have 3 dozen, first dozen, second dozen and third dozen. So the selection of the dozen is quite random because nobody knows which dozen will appear the next. So you have to put your bets at any of the dozen, whether that is first, second, third. There is no logic of selecting a dozen, but you can select as per your wish. So let's start the game. So I have decided this is the first spin I'm playing. So here at second dozen, I lose this first spin, so my second spin with same $1 bets at the third dozen this time. And again I lose here, so I have decided to go, I have lose the second dozen this time, so my third dozen will be up $2. So I have decided to go with the second dozen with $2. I lose this spin also, so my fourth spin now will be a $3, and I have decided to go with again with the second dozen. So the selection of the dozen is quite random. No matters which dozen you have selected, that doesn't matters. So this time I win here. So whenever you won, you can see the profit is just $2 as per my strategy. Also at the fourth spin, if you own, you will make a profit of 2 unit. So my profit till yet is 2 unit or $2, you can say. So whenever you complete this cycle, or whenever you own at any point of time, just start from the beginning with the first spin. So again I have decided to go with the second dozen with this is the first spin, and I won again. So again I make a profit of 2 unit. So as I own my this cycle also, again I have to start a fresh cycle from $1 at any dozen. So I have decided to go with first dozen this time. This is the first spin of this cycle, and I win this cycle also. So again one more fresh cycle I have to start. Now I have decided to go with the third dozen. This time I also own. So I have completed this spin also. So another fresh cycle. This time I have decided to go with the first dozen. I own this time also. So as you have covered 12th number or 1/3 of the number, the chances of winning is almost 1 out of every 3 spin. But we have all the 6 spin to make some profit over this strategy, and to recover our losses we have another set of 6 spin and also another set of 6 spin. So we have total 18 spin with the $100 bankroll if you are playing with the $1 basic bets to make some profit or to recover your losses. So this time also I won. So again let's start another fresh cycle with the second dozen this time. This is the first spin of this cycle. This time I lose, so I have to move to the second spin. So this time $1 at third dozen. So what I am doing is I am selecting the dozen quite randomly. There is no logic behind selecting or deciding the dozen. So this time also I win. So this cycle is also completed. So let's try another cycle. This time I am decided to go with the first dozen. This is the first spin of this fresh cycle. I lose here. So what I need to do is I have to move to the second spin, that is also $1, and I am putting my bets at the second dozen. It's 22, and I win this time also. So this cycle is also completed. So again a fresh cycle with third dozen this time. And I lose here. So I have to move to the second cycle, that is again $1, and I have decided to go with first dozen this time. Again I lose here. So I lose my second spin. So my third spin will be $2 at any of the dozens. So second dozen with $2, and I win here. So you can see that I have started from $100 bankroll, and I have played only the dozens in this manner, like cycle up 6 spin, and I have moved up to fourth cycle in my fourth spin in my first cycle, and in this 10 minutes of play I make a profit of $14, you can see here. So definitely this strategy is nice to apply on any kind of roulette, that is online or a real roulette. That doesn't matter. This kind of strategy works quite well in every form of roulette. So at the end, let me tell you once again what the strategy is. You need at least $100 bankroll for this strategy. Actually $102, but roughly you can take $100 as your bankroll, and you have to start the game from $1 basic bets, and you have to play according to the chart. So that in the first cycle you have a 6 spin, in the second cycle you have another 6 spin, in the third cycle also you have another 6 spin. The only difference is that in the first cycle you have to start the game with the $1 bets, and in the second cycle you have to start with the $2 bets, and you have to put in the multiple of 2. In the first cycle it's multiple of 1, and in the third cycle you have to put your bets according to the chart but multiple of 3. So this is the strategy, and I hope you like this strategy. And if you really like this strategy and you like all my videos, then please subscribe my channel for more updates on new strategy on roulettes, and share this video to your friends who are active in roulette so that they can also make some profit from roulette table. And finally, like this video. So thanks for watching. Thank you.